Welcome back to the channel, Cowboys Nation. If you're a die-hard fan of the star, buckle up because we've got some major rumblings out of Dallas that could shake up the entire identity of this team heading into the 2025 season. Today's episode dives into some eyebrow-raising trade rumors and speculation surrounding some familiar names and potential impact players that could have big roles for the Cowboys moving forward. We're talking about a possible blockbuster trade involving defensive tackle DJ Reader, speculation about a return for Stephon Gilmore or Kendall Fuller, and how emerging talent like Jaydon Blue could end up playing a major role in shaping the offense this season. This is the kind of content Cowboys fans crave, the kind that gets you thinking about what this team could look like come September, and the kind that has fans debating all over social media. So stay locked in, because we're breaking it all down right now. Let's get into it with the rumor that's picking up steam around the league, a potential trade involving former Bengals star and current free agent DJ Reader. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Reader's game, let me tell you, this guy is a certified run stopper. At 6'3" and around 335 pounds, he's a mammoth presence in the middle of the defensive line. And for a Cowboys defense that struggled mightily against the run at critical points last season, especially in that wild-card game, bringing in someone like Reader could be the kind of under-the-radar move that ends up defining a season. It's no secret that Dallas has been looking for more consistency in the interior of that D-line. With Mazi Smith still developing and questions surrounding depth at the tackle spot, trading for Reader or even signing him outright if he's released or clears medical waivers would make a ton of sense from a roster construction standpoint. Now, here's the thing: DJ Reader is coming off a quad injury that ended his 2023 season early, which is likely the only reason he's even available in the first place. But reports from sources close to Reader say that he's recovering well and could be ready for training camp. If that's the case, then the Cowboys need to get in the mix. The current rumor suggests Dallas may be considering offering a conditional 5th or 6th round pick in 2026, with performance-based escalators tied to games played or snaps taken. That's a low-risk, high-reward proposition for a guy who, when healthy, is one of the top run stuffers in the NFL. Just imagine Reader next to Osei Odigizua, with Micah Parsons roaming free and attacking from the edge or standing up. That front seven becomes downright terrifying. But of course, there's always the cap space question, right? Well, let's be clear, the Cowboys have enough flexibility to make this move if they want it badly enough. They can backload the contract, restructure some existing deals, or even get creative with incentives to stay under the cap. And let's not forget, Reader would bring leadership and playoff experience to a defense that still needs to grow into a championship-caliber unit. There's no doubt that defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer would love to work with a guy like Reader. His scheme is predicated on strong interior play and physical dominance up front. Reader fits that mold perfectly. So, don't be shocked if we hear more traction on this rumor in the coming weeks, especially if Reader passes a physical and shows he's ready to contribute in 2025. Now let's pivot to another major topic that's lighting up Cowboys forums: the possibility of a reunion with one of two veteran cornerbacks, Stephon Gilmore or Kendall Fuller. Both players bring a unique skill set and valuable experience, and Dallas may be in the market for one more savvy veteran to solidify their cornerback depth. Starting with Gilmore, the 33-year-old vet was a stabilizing presence in the Cowboys secondary last year. He played opposite Trayvon Diggs before Diggs went down with a torn ACL, and Gilmore stepped into a larger leadership role alongside Darren Bland. Gilmore didn't just hold his own, he brought a calm, calculating presence to the secondary that kept them steady during a turbulent stretch of the season. Even with his age, Gilmore remains one of the most fundamentally sound corners in football. He's not going to blow you away with speed anymore, but his footwork, anticipation, and football IQ are still top tier. He knows how to bait quarterbacks, undercut routes, and play physical at the line. And his tackling? Still rock solid. The Cowboys let him test the market earlier this offseason, but nothing materialized. That's led to some strong speculation that Dallas is keeping the door open for a possible return, especially if he's willing to come back on a team-friendly one-year deal. There's also the familiarity factor. He knows Dan Quinn's system, he's comfortable with the locker room culture, and the coaching staff trusts him. Now, let's talk Kendall Fuller. Fuller is a little younger than Gilmore and offers more versatility. At just 29, Fuller can play outside or slide into the slot, giving the Cowboys more flexibility in nickel and dime packages. That's important when you consider how much modern offenses rely on creating mismatches in the passing game. Fuller has the instincts to diagnose plays quickly and the experience to communicate pre-snap adjustments, which is invaluable for a secondary that's still relatively young. He's been with Washington the past few seasons and has quietly been one of the more consistent corners in the league, not flashy, but dependable. The rumor mill suggests that Fuller is open to joining a contender and could be lured by a chance to win in Dallas. If the Cowboys believe they need another dependable corner who can hold up against top-tier receivers while Diggs returns to form, then Fuller is a very viable option. There's even some speculation that a deal could be in place before training camp if certain cap-saving moves are made. And just imagine a CB room with Diggs, Bland, Fuller, and Jourdan Lewis. That's a deep, experienced group that can mix and match depending on matchups. Let's be real, the Cowboys are in win-now mode. Jerry Jones has made it abundantly clear that this team needs to make a deep playoff run, and adding someone like Gilmore or Fuller could be the move that solidifies a championship-caliber defense. The front office knows that pass defense is critical in today's NFL, especially in the NFC where teams like the 49ers and Lions have loaded offenses. If Dallas wants to keep pace, they need every advantage they can get in the secondary. Switching gears now, let's talk about the offensive side of the ball, specifically a name that's starting to create a buzz: Jaydon Blue. The former Texas Longhorns running back is starting to gain some serious traction within the Cowboys organization, and there's growing speculation that he could carve out a meaningful role in the offense this season. Blue brings a unique blend of speed, vision, and pass-catching ability that makes him an ideal fit for today's NFL offenses. He's not just a between-the-tackles runner, he's a weapon in space, and Mike McCarthy's system could put him in positions to exploit mismatches against linebackers and safeties. What's most intriguing about Blue is his versatility. He's the kind of player who can line up in the backfield, split out wide, or even motion into the slot. That creates matchup nightmares for opposing defenses, especially when you combine him with the likes of CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks, and Jake Ferguson. Blue showed flashes of brilliance at Texas, particularly during his junior year where he averaged over 6 yards per carry and caught over 30 passes. The Cowboys saw enough in him to bring him in as a priority undrafted free agent, and he's already turning heads during OTA sessions. Cowboys coaches have reportedly been impressed by his burst, his football IQ, and his ability to quickly pick up blitz protections, a critical skill if he's going to see the field on third down. There's even talk that Blue could compete for significant snaps in a backfield that includes Rico Dowdle, Deuce Vaughn, and Royce Freeman. None of those guys have fully locked down the RB1 spot, and if Blue continues to impress during minicamp and training camp, don't be surprised if he's getting touches early in the season. There's also a strategic component to Blue's potential rise. The Cowboys have emphasized getting younger, faster, and more explosive on offense. With Tony Pollard gone, they need a spark plug, someone who can take a screen past 60 yards or break off a chunk run when the offense needs a lift. Blue has that kind of upside. And when you consider the wear and tear on other backs, having a fresh, dynamic option like Blue in the rotation could keep defenses guessing. But perhaps the most compelling aspect of Blue's emergence is what it says about the Cowboys' commitment to finding diamonds in the rough. They've done this before, turning day 3 picks or UDFAs into contributors. Think about guys like Darren Bland, who came out of nowhere to become a turnover machine, or even Terrence Steele, who's become a solid starter at tackle after going undrafted. If Blue continues on this trajectory, he could be the next name on that list. So where does all of this leave us? Let's recap. DJ Reader could be the key to fixing the Cowboys' run defense and fortifying the defensive line with a physical presence in the middle. Stephon Gilmore or Kendall Fuller could return to give the secondary another veteran voice and a steady hand, especially as Trayvon Diggs works his way back from injury. And on offense, Jaydon Blue might be the surprise breakout candidate that no one saw coming, the kind of player who forces his way onto the field by simply being too good to ignore. The offseason is where great teams are built, and the Cowboys are clearly evaluating every possible move they can make to push themselves over the top. With Mike Zimmer now leading the defense and Mike McCarthy calling plays, the margin for error is small. Every decision counts. These rumors aren't just smoke, they're part of a larger puzzle that the front office is trying to solve. And as fans, we get to watch it all unfold in real time, speculate on what could happen, and dream about what it all could mean come playoff time. One thing's for sure, the Cowboys are active, they're aware, and they know what's at stake. If even one of these rumors materializes into a real move, it could be a season-altering decision. Whether it's shoring up the run defense, locking down the secondary, or injecting some youth into the offense, Dallas is positioning itself to be a legitimate contender once again. Thanks for rocking with us today, Cowboys Nation. If you're enjoying this kind of deep dive content and want to stay up to date on every rumor, trade, signing, and breakout player, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a drop. We've got plenty more coming your way as the offseason unfolds, and you better believe we'll be breaking it all down. Until next time, keep the faith, stay loud, and let's go Cowboys.